Hey, what's going on, guys? Coach Luca back here with Coach's Corner with none other than
Coach Kelsey.
Oh yes. All right. So what me and Kelsey talked about today was that we wanted to cover what do you do and how do you progress your workouts when you only have, for instance, dumbbells to a certain weight or kettlebells or any type of weight to a certain weight, but you want to progress it. Okay. So let's say you're doing at-home workouts, you got a program, and some things might start be getting too light for you because you're getting stronger, obviously, right? Now, we're gonna go through over a bunch of different things and actually give you a little bit of a model of what you can do like week to week and progress this, okay? Kelsey chose lower body exercises to show this, to show the point. So, I mean, this is what we're gonna do. So she's got 225s, but let's say, you got 220s at home, and we're gonna take the example of Romanian deadlift, right? So I'm gonna have Kelsey just do, let's just do 6 reps. Regular repetitions, okay? So she's doing regular reps, nice and controlled tempo, getting to mid-shin, pushing the ground away, getting nice and tall. And so let's say that once you get to, let's do one more rep. Good, and break, and putting them down, okay? Because I don't want you to smoke, I don't want you to smoke your hands out while we're doing these drills. So let's say week 1, you're just getting the groove of this, right? You feel the tension in your muscles, and let's say, Kelsey, you got 8, right? And 8 was like a decently challenging, I would say, workout. Well, week 2, you'd progress it to, for instance, 10 reps. Week 3, you might progress it to 12 reps. So you can continue to progress the reps. But at a certain point in time, you might be like, okay, look, I could do a lot of these reps. Like, what now? Okay, so like variation number 2, and it's really, really good also, not just for form, but like adding, I would say, intensity, is just doing isometric pauses in the end range position. So we're gonna do, let's just keep it at like 5 reps.
All right.
Your hamstrings don't get too fried. But so Kelsey's gonna do 5 reps, and at that bottom position, she's gonna do a long 1001, almost like a 2-second pause, right? So she gets to mid-shin, so nice and controlled, 1001, 1002, and push. Good. 1001, 1002, and push. 1001, 1002, and push. 1001, 1002. Good, let's go last one. 1001, 1002, and break. Right. Now, a couple of things. That took longer, right?
Yes.
She stopped at the toughest position, like her end range position. So we're strengthening that position. But just in those 5 reps, you added 10 seconds, right? 8 to 10 seconds of time and attention, right? So that's a great way to progress. So let's say for some weeks you're progressing with just reps. You go from 8 reps to 10 reps to 12 reps. Okay, cool. Well, now go down to 8 reps or 10 reps, but now you're doing a 2-second pause. Okay, and I promise you, as soon as you do that, you'll be like, oh, this is much more challenging here, right? So you can now work up again. So now you're doing 8 reps with a 2-second pause, 10 reps with a 2-second pause, 12 reps with a 2-second pause. Now we can start adding an eccentric, right? So that means we're using a tempo to control that down part. Now I'm not gonna have Kelsey do 5, we'll just have her do 3, okay? But we're gonna do, yeah, you're so very welcome. And so now she's gonna do a 3-second like eccentric and then still pause at the bottom for that 1001, 1002, and then come back up, right? So let's go 3, 2, 1, 1001, 1002, push. 3, 2, 1, 1001, 1002, push. 3, 2, 1, 1001, 1002, push, and break. So perfect example. Once again, right, we added, if before it took you like 1 second to go down, now we're spending 3 seconds going down. Now, and you can do is, I'm a pretty big fan of going up to about 6 seconds. Beyond that, I'm not saying that, you can do 10 seconds, but that starts like really smoking your grip out, especially exercises like this. But like, don't be even scared to go to 5, right? So you could continue to make that harder by going 3 seconds on the down, 5 seconds on the down, 3-second pauses, 5-second pauses. We've done as much as each rep, controlling down, doing a 10-second isometric pause, and then coming back up, okay? So now we've covered isometrics and eccentrics. And like I said, don't be scared to progress those two. So now if you had 20-pound dumbbells and you can go both, a longer eccentric and a longer pause, you can actually load that for quite a bit, okay? Now, let's add another thing that you can do. Remember, you can mix and match these, and you can, like what we're talking about, right? You can progress this for like probably years rotating it, seriously. But is speed on the way up, okay? So controlled eccentric, speed on the way up. So one thing, I'm gonna get a little sciencey and geeky here, but basically think about this. Force is mass times acceleration, right? Which means that if this is mass, so how can we create more force? Well, we go faster, we add more acceleration. So on this one, what Kelsey's gonna do is do a controlled 3-second down, 1 second pause, and then she's gonna be explosive on the way up, right? So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 1, right? And she's gonna almost like think jump, but not jump, just through that hinge position, right? And once again, now you're creating more force. I promise you, every rep becomes harder, right? She's gonna keep a brace in her abs, drive her hips back. So 3 seconds, 1001, and drive. Nice. 3, 2, 1, pause, and go. Nice. 3, 2, 1, pause, and go. Do one more. 3, 2, 1, pause, and go. And break. Nice. Now the thing is, if we were using like geeky devices on her muscles and EKG and stuff, it would show every rep she created a lot more force. Now if you did that for like 10 reps, it would be a lot harder than doing 10 reps at a normal tempo coming up. So we can use speed as well, okay? Now what we can also do, now we're gonna get a little spicy with this one, okay? We're gonna do 1.5 reps. So half reps at that, I would say, position where we get more stretch on. So we're gonna go down to mid shin, push the ground away past the kneecaps, down again, and all the way up, right? So 1.5 reps, and really working that, I would say, weaker / tighter position when it comes to RDLs in this instance, okay? So controlling down to mid shin, and then pushing the ground, good. Making sure it's all coming from the hips. So let's just go 5 reps on this. Way up, down, all the way up, there we go. Good, let's go 2 more. And last one. And break. Now it's starting to be like, all right, these 25s are not a game right now. But once again, we're doing, so you could do 8 reps, right? But imagine if you progressed it. Okay, so right now, we're gonna go over, for instance, a 10 to 12 week progression, okay? So you start with 8 reps. The week afterwards, you go to 8 to 10 reps. The week afterwards, you go to 12. Then we start adding isometrics for a couple weeks. That takes us to week 6. Then we add eccentrics for a couple weeks. Takes us to week 8. Then we start adding 1.5 reps. Takes us to week 12, 13, 14, right? We haven't even added the speed in. So you can see now, if we spend 3 weeks on each progression, we're already at like 18 to 24 weeks, right? And like I said, you could do longer than that. You could do 4 weeks of progressions on each one of those, and it'll take you 6 months out, and then come back and go with a heavier weight. A couple of other things that like you can do at home that are pretty easy to do is adding bands. So imagine that if Kelsey right now had bands around the dumbbells, and as she's essentially going down, the band unloads, but as she comes up, now there's more tension because the band's trying to pull her down, right? So same thing, we could progress that way as well, right? And these are all things that like, if we turn this into a squat, right? So imagine Kelsey's doing the dumbbells on the sides and is going to a squat position. We can also do the same thing, 3 seconds down, pause. We could also do, actually let's do this one as well. So we could do pulses, right? Pulses are great to do. Same thing, we just gotta make sure we have great form on this, but for every rep, Kelsey's gonna go down, we're gonna have her do 3, let's go for 3 pulses here. So we're gonna go here and go 1, 2, 3, and come back up, right? Nice, let's go 3 reps with 3 pulses. There we go. And break, right? Same thing, what are we doing? We're intensifying things as well, okay? Now, I promise this will be the last one for this. And there's a lot of that toolbox where we can still dig into. But the other thing that you can do is start with a single leg variation. So this will be called a mechanical drop set, right? So Mechanical drop set are where we use the same weight, but we're kind of creating a better lever. You know, if you're doing lateral raises with locked out arms, okay, and you started bending the arms, that's a mechanical drop set, right? Because it's easier with bent elbows than it is here, right? So we keep going once we can't stop. So what Kelsey's gonna do on this one is go with a staggered stance, okay, RDL. And we're just gonna do 5 reps on one side. Obviously one leg is gonna be more challenging than on 2. So she would do one leg. Imagine she already did her left. She's gonna do her right for 5 reps and then go straight into 2 legs and do another 5, right? So where the weight might challenge her single leg, staying really soft on this side, driving, snapping through. There we go. Last one, feet together, and we go into it. And last one, and nice. And it's like, my right side is small, right? So the thing is, there's so many different ways that we can do it. And think, you know, if you were gonna do a dumbbell bench press, we could use these same techniques. All right, or bench press, squat, lunge, overhead press, any type of pulling variations. Now, certain things maybe have a couple of switch ups that you need to do, but most of the things that we covered at first, isometrics, eccentrics, speed, 1.5 reps, you know, holding specific positions. There's something called quasi-isometrics where you could stop, you know, halfway, mid, all the way down, and everywhere you're pausing for a second as well. And that can be a progression that can go on for weeks as well. So not to say, yes, we want to make sure we're progressively overloading and using more weight. But if you're in a situation where you can't right now, these are all the different ways that you can plug this in and keep getting stronger and keep building more muscle and keep progressing. So make sure you try that at home. Like I said, if you're stuck per se with certain weights, and then let us know how it goes.